As preparation for the November 8, 2025 off-cycle election in Anambra State intensify, concerned stakeholders have urged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to bridge the trust gap between the Commission and the electorate. This call was made at the presentation of a pre-election security risk assessment report, which highlights potential threats and trends ahead of the polls. Habeebat Ajayi reports.
The assessment provided insights into the election security landscape, spotlighting hotspots and emerging risks, while offering an avenue for stakeholders to engage with the findings and explore actionable steps towards peaceful elections. Speaking on the relevance of the report, YZ Yao, convener of the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room, appealed to the electoral body to critically review the challenges and recommendations identified to ensure a credible and violence-free process.
We will be free from the consistent logistical problems that we have seen over and over again. Now, risk assessment like this would enable INEC, for instance, to be able to identify where would the election materials experience delay, how would they develop strategies to ensure that election materials and people are actually at the point when the polls are supposed to open at the right time. I think so.
The report outlines potential triggers of electoral violence, such as politicization of long-standing community structures, identity-driven agitations, youth unemployment, intra-religion tensions, as well as the spread of misinformation and disinformation. It also warns of the possible use of artificial intelligence to manipulate content through deep fake videos, clone voices, and fabricated articles, urging stakeholders to be proactive in countering these threats.
For those of us that observe elections and for those that are actually observing not from the field or maybe from your offices or whatever projects that you do, it's quite important that we have all these early warning signals and we know the hotspots so that as we make, regular plans for Anambra elections, that we know all those areas and know how to make our preparations tight and security proof as well, so that we don't run into any kind of danger.
To our programs, Good Movement and Democracy in Nigeria, and the new partnership for agile governance and climate engagement reflect the long-term commitment to this inclusive democratic governance. And we understand, I think all of us in this room do too, that this report is just the beginning. Last week, we were pleased to join KUI in the inaugural meeting of the Peace and Mediation Working Committee, which will be engaging stakeholders in the lead-up to the election.
On his part, team lead at Kim Park Development Initiative explained that the assessment began 5 months ago, drawing from Anambra's political and electoral history since 2011. He says the study relied on data from violent incidents and fatalities recorded across past elections, combined with a quantitative survey including 2,057 respondents across the state's 21 local government areas.
To Anambra people, one of the things they want to see is just a credible election, but they don't want any federal institution to take side. And the other thing we have also seen in that election is that the election is one that all hands must be on deck, because the turnout in the last election has been very, very low, and which was like about 10%. So we want to see an improved voter turnout in this coming election.
The unveiling of the report, according to stakeholders, is expected to serve as a framework of community-level peace building and early warning systems ahead of the Anambra election. Habeebat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.